Hello YouTube, Brian here, and this is the video on the second reason why I decided to start a EDC YouTube channel. So this is about Bryan Winters and WinterBladeCo Company, the Factor. I just have a photo of it because I haven't gotten mine yet. I got a pre-order, and I just have my 3 fanciest knives out here for eye candy while I'm talking to you guys about this. So this video is just in defense of Bryan Winters and frustration with the knife community in general, or certain aspects of the knife community. So what happened is, I'm sure most of you probably know about the Factor. It's his first production knife. It's a singing magnet knife, as someone said. I can't remember if it was Shabazz or someone called it a singing magnet knife. I like that. And I'm super into it. I want one. And so what happened was he had several of them made overseas, and he did a drop. And then at the same time as the drop, he did he was going to do a second batch, a pre-order on a second batch, right? So I signed up for the notifications. I got notified, and the drop is going to happen on this date at this time. Cool. I made sure I was home. I got on there, hovering my finger, refreshing, and the drop went live. I added it to my cart. I went to check out, and it gave me an error message on shipping. It said that it couldn't ship to my selected shipping address. So I added another, a different shipping address, like one of my friends, and same error message. It said, can't ship to that address. So I was like, that's interesting. I think I may have even tried a third, like my brother's address in a different state, just to make sure. And sure enough, same error message. So I'm like, whatever. I ordered a knife on the pre-order, and went through just fine and everything. So I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't really know what happened. So then later that day or the next day, maybe, I can't quite remember. He sends out an email saying, oh, sorry, there was so much demand. I think there were only like 150 knives or something like that, and there were like over 1,000, like maybe 2,000 people trying to get them, and it crashed the system. And the system isn't his system, it's actually I don't know the name of the system, but it's the same one that like Hat Club uses, because my stepson is super into hats, and it's I try to get I get him hats sometimes off the drops, and it's the same system. So it's like a robust system, but there was so much demand that it crashed the system. Totally understandable. I was like, cool, whatever. I thought it was pretty cool that he did a pre-order, so that anyone who wanted one could get one. A lot of companies don't do that. They'll just do like a 200 release, and that's it. And that's really frustrating for those of us that wanna get one. And yeah, so I didn't think much of it. I'm like, I'll just wait. I think it's like I think he said like 6 months basically wait time on the pre-order, for it to get to us. And I'm like, whatever, it's you just got to be patient sometimes. I thought he was being really cool. So then the next day he sends out another email, basically trying to defend himself. So I guess he was getting a lot of hate mail saying that there was some conspiracy, that he was shipping to certain locations and not to other locations, and that people thought that he was, lying and scamming them, and, whatever. I don't know this guy. I don't know Bryan Winters at all. I've seen and heard enough about him in videos of reviewers that I respect to trust him. I think that he's a really creative guy. He's been around for a while, from what I understand. This is not his first foray into the knife world. He's known. Obviously he brought 200 knives or so to the market. So that means that he can bring product to the market. And there's just a lot of steps in this stuff that I'm not sure people realize, And so I just reached out to him. I sent him an email and I was like, look, dude, stop trying to defend yourself. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. We know that you didn't do anything wrong. The loud people, the super loud people out there need a whole lot more help than a singing magnet knife can give them. They need more. This is not an entry-level knife. I've never handled it, but I can tell you from the reviews, this is not your first knife. That's not what you go to. It's $375, which I think is actually a very well priced knife. I think you could have charged more for them, honestly. And I guarantee you there ain't a single person buying one of these, either who got one from the drop or on the pre-order, who doesn't already have 10 other knives. So don't worry, dudes. You can open all your packages of new knives with one of the other 10 knives that you already own. You'll be fine for 6 months. And it just brings me to, so I reached out to him and just said that like, I'm really supporting him. And based on what I can tell, he's just a really creative dude who thinks outside the box. I mean, this is cool. It's really cool. I like the acoustics of it. I like that it's magnets. It's just different and cool. And, we'll see once I get it. Maybe I'll hate it. Who knows? But, it's just neat that people are willing to do that, to bring stuff into the world. And it really sucks when other people try to shit on them for doing that. So he emailed me back in within a few hours and just said, thanks for the support, man. I appreciate it. And, that I had some good points. I was just trying to tell him, find a way to separate yourself from the shit, and please stop trying to defend yourself, because you don't have anything to defend yourself from. And don't put your energy into those people. Put your energy into bringing the highest quality pre-order batch number 2 to your customers as possible. And that we'll be there and we'll support them. The knife community, I'm just kind of here in my own little world, out in the middle of nowhere doing my little thing. But the knife community seems like a place that for the most part is full of really, really good people. I have done some trades where people totally could have scammed me. I have gotten knives for really killer deals on different forums and stuff, and they totally could have been like a Chinese scammer, and they probably could have scammed me, but they weren't. And so it's kind of one of my life's philosophies is I tried to distill. My sister and I were jokingly going to write a book, and I was trying to distill down very simply how to be a human being, basically. And what we came up with was show up and be kind. And basically it can be thought of as don't be a dick. And so there's a lot of hate being thrown Bryan's way. And I just don't get it. I don't think there's a need for it. I don't think there's a call for it. And, I don't know Bryan personally. I've never handled the knife. As soon as I get my knife in, I'll do a review of it. And, any communication I have with him, I'll pass along to you guys. But I think he's a stand-up dude. I think he's going to bring the products to market. And, I think he tried to have a live drop. But, it's really, really expensive to bring products to market. I don't think people understand that. When you want, a new knife manufactured, even in China, I don't know where he's having these manufactured, but I'm guessing in China. It's not like these assembly lines just start from scratch. They have to build up tooling. They have to build up fixturing. They have to test out processes. They have to, do R&D. They have to, it's bringing something to manufacture is very, very different than making one in your garage. it comes with it's not that it's harder or easier, it's just drastically different. You know, I was a welder fabricator for 10 years, and we made custom, you know, I was a lathe and mill operator, and I wasn't, I was one of the worst welders in the shop, so we would have other people do the structural welding of stuff. But I was really good with CNC stuff, so I would do a lot of the milling and the plasma and stuff like that. And it's different when you got to make a whole bunch of something and they all have to be the same. So he said in his email that he laid out $40,000 of his own money to get those 200 knives or whatever. So, you know, that's no joke. That's why most people do pre-orders only, you know, is because they need that cash. They don't have the capital to just, you know, start the manufacturing process by themselves. They need an OEM who's going to like bankroll it basically, or they need to do pre-orders, you know. And so basically all of that to say that get off his ass, man. He's a good guy and he's doing the best he can from my vantage point. I'm just psyched that he's bringing something like this into the world, and I can't wait to get mine and to let you all know how it is, good, bad, whatever. Yeah. So those are just kind of my thoughts. Injustice really frustrates me and makes me really angry. So I figured I would make a YouTube video. That was my second thing that made me want to start a YouTube channel. So yeah. So far I'm a fan of his, and you know, if he doesn't manage to bring the products to market and doesn't give refunds, then I'll crush him for that later. But I have faith, because if he delivered 200 to the US market, then that means they already have the tooling, they already have the fixturing, they already have it all. They already have their processes in place. And so yeah, my guess is it's not going to be 6 months. It'll be shorter, and my guess is that he's going to change the design a little bit, or offer a, you know, some extra gift in there with it, because I just have a feeling that that's the kind of dude he is, you know, that he's going to be like, hey, y'all had to wait, here's a little bonus for you. So who knows, I could be wrong, but I just suspect that, because yeah, everything I've read or heard about him says that he's a good dude. So those are my thoughts, opinions about that. I hope that you found it informative, or at least inspirational to not be a dick, and to practice some patience and practice some grace. Yeah, I can't wait to get my Factor, and I will let y'all know what it's like when I get it. Thank you. I'll catch you later.